Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun little wedding planning video. Wedding themed videos and wedding planning videos have actually been something that you guys have been requesting for about a year now, since we announced that we were getting married last year. And then of course COVID hit and we had to postpone it until this year. But now it's coming up in just a few months and we are super excited. We have a lot of things already organized and there are a few things that we still need to do, but as we were pretty set on having the wedding last year, we kind of like figured out most of the things, which is really great because I feel like there's a lot less stress now. So yeah, I want to talk you guys through the theme of our wedding, where we're doing it, kind of like our plans, and also just how I'm personally getting myself organized in terms of like my dress, my hair and makeup, and little things like that. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Also, if some of you guys are getting married this year, I hope that this video might bring you some inspiration or some good ideas. And of course, if you guys have ideas or tips for me, definitely let me know down below in the comments. As always, there's a lot that goes into planning a wedding. So when we first decided that we were going to get married, it was like, whoa, okay, where do we even start? So we decided to first start with where we wanted to get married. And this is something that was actually quite easy for us to decide on because we wanted to get married in the place where we met. So in case some of you guys are maybe new to my channel, hello. Mo and I met in Ibiza. We met at a friend's birthday party. I was actually living in Switzerland at the time and he was living here in Germany, and it was his friend's 30th birthday, and his friend was at that time together with one of my best friends. So she invited me. I knew nobody except for her. But I went and it was a really, of course, like such an incredible few days, and that's where we met. I feel like the island just has such a good energy as well. There is, of course, that very like crazy party side to Ibiza, but there's another really beautiful, more natural and calm and just stunning part of Ibiza as well, especially the waters around Formentera. So yeah, we decided that when we get married, we are going to get married in Ibiza where we met. So because it's a destination wedding, we wanted to rent a villa for the time that we're there that we can then host the wedding in, and then also some of our friends can stay with us in the villa. We initially just wanted to rent the villa for a few days, but in Ibiza the rule, or I guess like the standard amount of time to rent a property is for 1 week. So then we decided like, okay, we're just gonna stay a few extra days in the villa and make it into like a little vacation at the same time, and then also have our friends there. So it will be a really fun time. I'm so excited about that. The wedding is going to be at the villa that we are renting, and it has such a beautiful space to actually host a ceremony, because that was something that was kind of difficult when we were searching for villas last year, is that yes, it should be pretty and beautiful, but it's a different thing if you're hosting a wedding there, because it really needs to have like a big open space where you can put all the seating and have like a little aisle or altar. And this place is really perfect, and it also overlooks the sea, which is so amazing. So the plan is to be there for 1 week, and then we are going to have a 2-day kind of wedding celebration. So there's of course like the main wedding day with the ceremony, and then we're going to have dinner and dancing afterwards, and then the day before we're going to have welcome drinks to kind of invite everyone to the villa. Everyone can kind of chat, get to know each other a little bit, have some drinks. We were going to do a dinner, and then we were also going to do a brunch on the 3rd day, but in the end it was a bit too much. We're now in the process of kind of like minimizing where we can, so we went in with our like wildest dreams, and then from there we're kind of like cutting back and seeing what we can keep, what's not that necessary, and just kind of like balance it out from there. And because it's a destination wedding, of course people are going to be flying in, so we've arranged for a list of hotels where people can be staying that is around our villa or just in Ibiza in general, because Ibiza is not that huge. So even if they were to stay on another side of the island, it wouldn't take more than like 40 minutes to get to our villa, but we have offered lots of great hotel options in the area. And I think that's really important to do as well if you are doing a destination wedding, so that people don't feel like lost. It's easy for them to get accommodation. So going back to last year when we decided that we want to get married and have our big celebration, our big ceremony. So we decided then that we're going to be doing it in Ibiza. And then secondly, I thought like, okay, there's so much that needs to get done and I need help. So we interviewed a few different wedding planners and we found one that we really loved, and she's been absolutely incredible. I would not have been able to organize all of this, especially with everything else that we've had going on. So if you're able to get help, definitely do that. And I also don't want to be like a crazy stressed out bride. I don't want any bridezilla vibes at all. I want to really enjoy our wedding day. I want to feel relaxed. I think that's more my nature anyway, but I feel like when you have a wedding planner, there's just that person who can stay accountable for things, who can stay on top of things. If something goes wrong, you just have somebody to rely on and somebody who can help you with all of that. So that's definitely something that is a must for us. And she's also specialized in weddings in Ibiza in particular, which is again very important because she knows all the local caterers, the florists, the decor companies. That alone would have been like crazy difficult for us to do by ourselves because we obviously don't live there. So yeah, we just really need somebody that we can trust and who has experience in that. Next, let's talk about the theme of our wedding. This is probably one of the most exciting topics, I think, when it comes to decor and the flowers and how you want it to look. Pinterest was my best friend when it came to this. And of course, I discussed a lot with our wedding planner, and the fact that it's also just in Ibiza, I feel like that is a theme in itself. And we definitely want to keep with the style and the laid back feeling of the island. I'm going to pop in a few pictures here from my personal Pinterest account that I have with our wedding planner, so you guys can see kind of like the theme and the idea that we're going for. So you can see we have a lot of like neutrals, whites, soft colors, beiges, a little bit of a rosy kind of hue in there, but for the most part very earthy and natural colors. And again, I feel like that just really ties in really beautifully with Ibiza and its own traditional style. So I would say our theme has a little bit of a soft bohemian flair to it. I cannot wait to see like how it's actually going to look, because you know, obviously when you're planning a wedding, you just have your inspirations and then you kind of show them what you want, but because it's also individual, there's no, like, you don't see exactly what it's going to look like, you know, so it's going to be such a nice surprise. On the topic of flowers, this is actually an area where you can save a little bit of money by not always using fresh flowers. So you can mix in fresh flowers with faux flowers in places where you're not going to see the flowers like very close up, and that can actually save you a lot of money. So for example, for our dinner table, we're going to have this really cool kind of like wooden, I don't know what the name is, but I'll pop it in here. It's kind of like a canopy or like a poster. From there, we want to drape different greenery and flowers and just have it look super romantic. So in a case like this where you don't see those flowers up close, this could be a great place to have faux flowers. Then in places like the table and of course where people are sitting, then there you could opt for real flowers because again, you're like seeing them, you can smell them. So I think for that, it's really nice to have fresh flowers. Lighting is something else that is super important and I think totally sets the mood, especially little kind of like fairy lights and candles and having these lights that kind of drape over. So that's something that we're also going to have kind of dispersed outside of our villa. And we also of course want to have little candles and just really create a beautiful ambiance and a beautiful mood. And with that said, of course, when we're talking about mood, music is so important as well. This is a place where we're still kind of figuring out exactly what we're going to do. We might have one live musician, so either like somebody to play the trumpet or the saxophone. I personally love that when it's mixed in with normal music. I think it's so beautiful. Or we might have a singer for a part of the time. We're gonna see, we haven't figured that out yet. In terms of the size of our wedding, we are probably gonna be around 60 people. So it's really just gonna be our close friends and close family members and just very intimate. So that's kind of the theme of our wedding and what some of our plans are. Now I want to talk a little bit about how I'm personally getting myself organized in terms of my dress, what I'm going to do for hair and makeup, and things like that. So some of you guys might have seen that I went to Paris a few months ago. It was in December, and I am working with Galia Lahav to create my wedding dress. I'm so grateful to be working with them. They truly have some of the most incredible wedding dresses I have ever seen, and the fact that I am going to be able to wear one of them is just like, it blows my mind, and I'm so grateful. If you guys missed that vlog, I'll have it linked down below, but in there I just showed a little bit of me trying on some of the wedding dresses, but I will have a full video coming out that we shot that day that will be coming out, I think either just before the wedding or just after. I have to see like with the editing, because I want the final dress to be a surprise for you guys. But I did find my dress and it is stunning. So my dress is currently being made. They took all of my measurements and they're custom making the dress for me with a few alterations that I requested. But because my body has gone through some changes since I went to Paris and tried on the wedding dress in December, you guys might have seen the video where I talked about my chest and that I had implants before and now I don't. They are out of my body, but that of course changes the size of my chest, and that changes like the whole wedding dress as well. So I have informed them about this and they were so kind, and they told me like, don't worry, I do still have to come back for another fitting in, I believe it's in April or in May, and then they're going to do like the final fitting. So they'll be able to take in the dress in this area, and I hope that it still looks good. You don't see a lot of cleavage, but it's not like the dress doesn't cover this part of my body. So I hope that it still looks good. But yeah, I feel really good that the dress is sorted. As for hair and makeup, so the hair part, I will actually be having my hair done by a friend of ours who used to work with Mo. He is a hairstylist as well, and of course Mo could not do my hair because he needs to wait to see me, you know? He was also just invited as a guest to the wedding, so he was already gonna be there and he offered to do it for me, which was really nice. As for makeup, I will probably be doing it myself. This is how I feel at this moment. I just feel like I know my face the best. I know what works with my skin. I know how to make my makeup last in extreme heat, and I also don't like to have my makeup look too heavy and too cakey. Again, because it is going to be hot, I will probably be sweating, and I think I have a pretty good kind of eye and technique when it comes to doing my makeup. So I feel pretty confident with that, and I still want to look like myself. You know, I want to look like myself, but just more bridal, more glowy, maybe a bit more rosy. So I'm probably going to be doing my makeup by myself, and if you guys would want to see a video on that, the products that I'm going to be using and the steps and all of that, then let me know down below. Other than that, like of course I want to feel really good on our wedding day, so I want to make sure that I'm taking care of myself before. Hopefully before then things will be open again, so I'll be able to get my nails done professionally, maybe get a facial, some massages just to feel really relaxed, and hopefully also gyms are going to be open again and I can go back to doing my body pump classes, which are my weightlifting classes. If you guys have been with me for a while, you probably know that that is one of my favorite types of workouts. For me, I've seen that I really need to use weights to really see definition and tone in my body, and my body loves it. I think it's really fun as well. So I definitely want to work on my arms, on my shoulders. So I just feel really good and confident in my wedding dress. I love to do those kinds of things anyway, but I think because of COVID and everything just being so different these days, I'm extra excited for things to just open up again, so that hopefully I can, you know, prepare myself and just feel really good and, you know, get excited for the wedding and also just for the whole week that we're going to be there. We will of course also be having a photographer and videographer to help us capture the day, and I think that's a place where you definitely should invest. Not that you have to get somebody who's super expensive, but just having those memories, because I feel like, you know, you put so much time and effort into planning your wedding, and then the wedding is just like one day, maybe 2 days. It will probably go by so quick, but if you have somebody to help you capture the day in photos and videos, you can kind of relive that moment and just have it be extended for longer than just that one day. I think that kind of covers the major parts of our wedding. If you guys have other questions, definitely let me know down below. I'll definitely be sharing some more kind of wedding planning content in upcoming vlogs, just naturally as we are working on this a lot more now. Again, if you have any tips for me, any advice, if you've already had a wedding, then I would love to know down below as well, and maybe for some future brides who are also planning their weddings. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're all having a nice day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.